I mean, I would, this is kind of like a little bit off topic, but I would
Yeah.
say, like, would a man ever be concerned that he can't give a woman the lifestyle that she grew up with?
Yeah. And he should be concerned about that, to a degree. That should be addressed. There should be something where either one of two things should happen, is that he should be providing her that lifestyle, or he should know that she wants to be with him. She doesn't care about the lifestyle. She understands that that's how it's going to be, because, if she's used to flying first class all the time and going on vacations to Europe, and he's a man of somewhat humble means, he's not making ridiculous money like daddy's money, then she needs to understand that she's not going to be able to take daddy's money anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and if she's not okay with that, then that's not a good relationship. Because a lot of times I think a woman can be like, oh, well, dad'll help us out. Dad'll help us get to first class, or, it's like, or to pay for the trip or the vacation, or we're doing a family vacation with and it's like, no.
Giving Love is Blind, that one girl, I forget what her name is.
Oh yeah. No, that's
with
what
that
reminded me. But I've seen it in real life happen many times. And sometimes the father is well-meaning. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes he wants to show up the boyfriend or the husband,
and his control, that
right, and keep the control of the situation. So so it is definitely something to watch out for as a man. But yeah, there's a lot of complications. But I mean, we're lucky though, because we haven't, everything is just great with family for us.
I went to like Galentine's get together, and I was talking to some of the girls, and we were talking about how, like, sometimes siblings too can be kind of like, protective of their siblings, like, no matter kind of who it is. We were mostly talking about how, like, sisters to girls who have like their boyfriend's sisters. So it's like, girl on girl kind of like intimidation.
Yeah.
Which I've never felt, and I've never, like, with my brother's fiance, about to be wife, I've never been like, so what are you doing with my brother? Like, trying to, like, intimidate her. But some sisters get that way with, like, girls that they're meeting, and it's kind of like, that's also kind of like weird in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's much better to just be open. And I get too that maybe too it's like she's trying to feel it out. She's trying to protect her brother. She's trying to, like, not get too close too soon. But it's also at the same time, it's like, you can just be nice, or, just have a conversation and make somebody feel comfortable from the very beginning. Like, even if it doesn't work out, like, what are you losing by treating somebody politely?
Yeah, because people have to make their own choices. And
right.
It's like, you can't be, and you don't want to be the one responsible for messing up someone's thing.
And that's the thing, is that could happen. Like, there's plenty of people who are like, the family dynamics are just so much that they're like, I love you, but I can't do this.
And sometimes that's how these family issues start, is because you're just dating the person, and then maybe the brother or the sister or the father or whatever it is, it doesn't like the person. And it's like, well, they're not going to marry this person. And so they don't care how they're acting to that person.
Right.
And then they do marry the person.
Yeah.
And now that person remembers all this stuff, and it creates a difficult situation. So that's why it's better to just let people make their choices. And, you can give them some advice. But which kind of segues into the other thing I wanted to bring up about this topic, which is, don't poison the well. So a relationship is between two people, not three. So don't talk to your family and
about every single little thing. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying don't talk to your family.
Right.
But don't tell them every single little thing. I mean, to be honest, our families probably learn more about what we go through in our relationship by watching this. But they also know us.
It's also a different context, because it's both of us talking together, sharing it. Right. It's not me saying, do you know what Nicole did?
John called me a butthead or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, I think
earlier.
We're not going to, I think this is going to be the end of it. This time, that's what happens with a lot of people. And, you can really convince, when you're upset, you can really convince someone that your significant other is the devil.
Right.
And
and that
and you're
breaking up.
okay and you feel fine later, but they still
still know.
remember what you said that they did to you, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would say too, to not even talk to friends.
yeah, no.
Well, it's just, again, like they don't know the full picture.
Yeah.
And like you said, and if you vent to your friends about something that the guy messed up, which, like, don't get me wrong, I vented to people.
Yeah.
And especially when we were going through our stuff in the
yeah.
very beginning, I needed people to talk to, and I told them what was going on. And plenty of them were probably like, maybe this isn't the best idea, but I knew it was best for me, and I kept going with that. And then here we are. But it's hard because even back then, like, they don't fully know the whole situation.
Yeah.
They don't fully know how you feel. Like, they're a lot of times, like you said, still stuck on the like bad thing that you called them about to complain about.
Yeah.
And even if you're like, oh no, we're better now, they're like, they don't know all the ways that you guys repaired.
Right.
They only know that you're saying, oh, we're better now.
Right.
But they also know that you like called them a snake and whatever. And like, I was like, I'll never marry this guy. And then now you're like, oh, we're engaged. And your friend's like, what? Like, you just said you would never marry him. And so like, your friend means well. She's genuinely concerned because you came and told her this thing. But it's like, and let's be real, women can be dramatic.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of times too, when we're upset. And so it seems like it's a big deal, and we might, embellish it a little bit, and then things are better again. And then now your friend doesn't know, is this good for you? Is this not good for you? Like, do I say something? Do I not say something?
Yeah.
You're putting both your friends and your family in a very weird situation by just venting all the stuff to them. And plus, at the end of the day, the absolute best person to talk to about problems is your partner.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way things are going to get fixed. You could talk to your blue in the face, to your mom, to your best friend, to your sister, but they can't fix the relationship for you. They can only listen to you.
Yeah.
And it might feel like that is good, but really you should want your partner to listen to you.
Exactly.
And then you guys can fix it. So if you're looking for someone to listen to you, and even if you feel like your partner might not be able to do that, I would recommend a therapist or a journal until you get to that point where you can talk to your partner about it. But definitely no family, friends, because like you said, it will poison the well and put them in a weird situation. And they're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And you can talk to them about stuff that you're struggling with yourself, but not about the other person. You know what I mean? If you're like, I'm having trouble with my insecurity, or I'm having trouble with my anger or whatever, that's fine. You can talk about that.
That's a good point.
You can, like problems that you're actually dealing with that you're yourself. That's totally fine, because sometimes you do need some support or some advice on those things, and that's great. But it should never be, my partner's doing this, or they're such a jerk, or they did this thing, or because then it just, and then it also becomes an echo chamber too. It's like you might be even wrong, about what you're thinking, and then this person is telling you, reinforcing it because they're trying to be a good friend, or they're trying to be protective of you. And then all of a sudden, like this, your well is poisoned, and you start to think bad about your partner, or you get suspicious, or all kinds of stuff can snowball from that. So.
Very true.
Yeah.